So what's the best pocket knife under $100? Well, that's kind of a loaded question, but I get asked it all the time because pocket knives perform differently in different tasks and for different reasons. And what you may be looking for and what you want out of a pocket knife may be totally different than the next person. And so in today's video, I wanted to share with you my top 5 favorite pocket knives under $100. And on this list, we're gonna see big, beefy, overbuilt blades. We're gonna see compact, sub 3-inch EDC folders, some that focus a little bit more on style, and some that are just totally utilitarian. And what's really cool is when I was compiling this list, I discovered that a few of them have been around for over 10 years, proving that sometimes old school is the best school. If you're new to the channel, welcome guys. We're gonna have a ton of fun today. This is Gideonstactical. Let's dive in and talk some blades. Well, that's a good cup of joe. Monsters vs. Aliens, shout out if you've seen it. Well, we're kicking things off, guys, with this blade right here, the Ontario Wrap Model 1 and its sequential variants. This thing is built like a tank, priced like a lunch special, and has a profile that really only a mother could love. But man, is this one of the most functional, capable blades you're ever gonna put inside your pocket. And it's been around forever. My original review on the AUS 8 version is over 13 years old. I mean, it's wild that this thing has been around for so long, but still having different options, different variants, this being a Blade HQ exclusive in S35EN, G10 green handles, and blacked out blade. But if you just look at the introductory AUS 8 Zytel handle version, you can score those for in the mid 40s, no problem. And the blade, what it does so well is accomplish really everything a knife should without being all the pocket jewelry, you know, without all the like flashy, woo, you know. It's 4-way directional pocket clip, tip up, tip down, right, left, so ambies, you know, all that. You're getting on the base original model, about a 3.5-inch blade, full flat grind, so it slices really well, but has a piercing tip enough that you can stab, pierce, and penetrate. 90-degree spine to help you throw sparks, so you could absolutely, this is a great like outdoor folder, have taken variants on different hiking and backpacking adventures over the years all the time, partly because of the just simplistic design with the liner lock. Again, kind of retro, not many people are really doing liner locks anymore, but it's one of the most durable liner locks. If you don't like lock back designs, I would argue that this is one of the strongest pocket knives you're going to find if you're not looking at that type of lockup. So that, along with the many different variants now, right? You get the full grip with the full size, plenty of real estate, big and beefy, but you know, if you want the D2 variant and get a little better edge retention than the AUS 8, you can bump it up a little bit. If you want the S35EN, you know, exclusive, there's MagnaCut versions, there's the 1.5, there's the Rat 2 right there for compact EDC. You know, small, slim, great for you lovely ladies. I know my wife, this was one of her first kind of EDC folders that she carried. You know, great to get your kids into, or you just need a compact blade, and a big Rat 1 is just not the right size and weight because it's, you know, 5 ounces. You could throw it at somebody and it's going to give them a goose egg. But I mean, it's just such a utilitarian design and really just does exactly what a knife is supposed to do and nothing that it doesn't, which is just kind of refreshing with so many blades now that are just trying to be like new and trendy and hip, and they're here for a second and they're gone. This thing is still kicking a decade later. So that's what's kicking off our list, but I want to know what you guys think about this model. Do you still carry the Wrap Model 1 in rotation, or have you progressed and moved on from this iconic design? And as we're going through, I'm gonna have links popping up and in the description box below this video over not only to my Gideonstactical Amazon store, but other affiliate networks that I regularly partner with, like Blade HQ, Knife Center, DLT Trading. So if one of these models makes sense for you, you wanna start putting it into your own rotation, appreciate it when you check it out through those affiliate links. Now the next blade easily makes this list because it kind of takes everything that the Wrap Model 1 does, but then refines it. And that would be the CIVIVI CONSPIRATOR. This blade kind of came out of nowhere for me and really want to place in my heart and in my regular rotation because we still get about 3.5, just under inches of blade length. You get a very high grind, but it's not a full flat. But you get all these little aesthetic pieces like the fuller that just makes it pop a little bit and gives you a third way to be able to deploy the blade with little swedging. You get Nitro V steel, which is kind of the blue collar hero. It's a souped up version of AEBL using vanadium and nitrogen to bring it up. What CIVIVI uses and brings it to is 59 to, I believe, 61 HRC. I really like what they do with that. It's rust resistant, it's durable, it's easy for me to put an edge back on it. Kind of this really nice, good blend of like a user steel, but gonna give you better wear resistance than some other models that are out there. But then you add to that micarta as one of the many handle options, which I just love. And that gray micarta just feels so good to the touch. And because the handle is large at just over 1/2 inch thick and nice and long, fills out my hands really well, but it's using a push button lock on ceramic ball bearing. So it just coasts, it flies open and close. You're able to just push that button and open and close that thing. You've got your flipper as well, which acts as a really good guard. So I'm really locked into place. It's ambidextrous with a loop over deep ride pocket clip, flow through construction. So you get like kind of all the things that modern knife users sometimes look for in the fidget friendliness, but it's big, brawny, and still gives a lot of capability and doesn't feel just like a toy. You know, it feels like something that you can still absolutely get work done with. And it's just a little bit more refined with a lot of different options that you can choose from at this point, and still can be scored starting around 80 bucks for this model. So under 100, and you get a lot of different capabilities and just looks better, has some different features that something like the old school Rat just can't bring to the table. Now, just like we're unpacking high performing but high value pocket knives, because summer's right around the corner, we gotta have the same thing with our athletic shorts. Shorts that can let us breathe, be active, but also carry our EDC gear, especially our pocket knives. And that's where the sponsor of today's video comes into play, which is LA Police Gear, and the shorts that I'm sporting today, which are their Terrain Stealth Athletic Workout Shorts. And when I saw what they bring to the table, I immediately had to get myself a few pairs. You can get 6-inch, 7-inch, or 9-inch inseams. Because I'm 6'2" and just have longer legs, I opted for the 9. You can get 5 different color combinations, and you can get them lined, which is what I did for my workout pair, or unlined for the pair that I'm wearing today, just kind of kicking it, hanging out at the skate park, letting the kids work off some energy. And of course, they flex and move like an athletic pair of shorts should, but it's the 8 pocket layout that really kicks it up to 11. And so of course you get the 2 front pockets that are deep, easily can carry a full-size phone and a big set of keys, and your standard back pockets for your wallet or a notepad. But they have 8 o'clock and 4 o'clock mag pockets, so you can put a double stack pair of mags, or you can opt for a full-size pocket knife or multi-tool and a good-size flashlight, and you'd forget they're even on your person. And then recessed behind your front pockets are 2 zipper store pockets, which will really keep items like a cell phone or a wallet nice and secure. And of course, LAPG always bringing in the value. At the time of filming, these are on sale for 24 bucks, basically unheard of for the layout, options, and design. So guys, I encourage you, don't miss out. These are perfect to carry your EDC gear this summer. I'm gonna have a link popping up. It's in the description box below as well, along with my exclusive 10% off promo code, just helping you guys save a little bit extra. So check them out so you can stay cool but prepared this summer. Okay guys, I'm just having so much fun with this video and this concept, and I know there are so many great sub $100 folders. I know I'm gonna have to make at least a part 2 video at some point. So throughout the video, definitely be like leaving comments on maybe what your top 5 under $100 folders are. It might make it onto a part 2 list. But I asked Mrs. GT for this next one. I said, I have this model that definitely could make this list, but I kind of want to throw him a curveball. You know, and she's like, yeah, throw him a curveball, do it. I like it. So based off of Mrs. GT's recommendation and the fact that I wanted to have at least one USA-made folder on this list, we're going all the way back to 1991. And the blades that I'm about to whip onto screen, anyone that served in the armed forces of the United States in the 90s is gonna know. So I'm gonna give you a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to comment if you carried one of these and you think you know what this is going to be, get ready. The Gerber GATOR series of pocket knives. Yeah, dude, this thing is now, I guess, over 30 years old. Old school, baby. But in 1991, when it was introduced, won Blade Show's most innovative folder of the year. And there is still something about this that makes it onto this list because they're USA made. You can get different variants, 420HC or 154cm. This one is sporting a hollow grind with a clip point. I think there are still some serrated ones floating around. That's what was originally introduced. And then you can get a full flat in the 154. Now, here's what makes these kind of so crazy and why this makes it onto the list, honestly, is the GATOR grip. This is arguably, I'm going to tell you, probably the most ergonomic pocket knife that exists. I am not aware of one that will grip in the hand, fill it out, and feel so organic when you want to cut stuff. So if you're actually a user, again, this is probably going to be a more user list. I might even put that on the thumbnail, who knows. If you actually use your knives and you're not just like walking around like, ooh, let me cut some string and twine, once a day, but you actually want to grip the tool, it gets wet, sweaty, gooey, different things, whatever it may be, this is going to feel tactile in the hand. What really revived this for me is a few years back, for a summer, I helped a buddy of mine that has a tree trimming business. And I was carrying, different folders and stuff. And I was like, you know what? There's possibilities that like a fall could happen. I need to have something in my belt and something that I can operate with gloves on. Now, they do not come this way, but you can get a little bolt-on thumb stud right there. And this thing whips open, faster than half the blades I own, even though it's a just classic lock back. But this is a fully one-handed operation. You can use it with gloves. It comes with a nylon pouch with Velcro. You bolt on one of those little suckers and you got amazing, amazing action, and you just really kind of decide which preference, profile, steel you want to go with. Great for the outdoors, great for hiking, camping, backpacking, hunting, and just you actually use your tool like a lot. This is a blade that I think you should definitely consider. You can get aftermarket leather sheaths very easily, so it's kind of a fun blade to trick out, customize a little bit, get it to be the vibe that you prefer. And they're still under $100. They're still making them, and you can still score each variant for well under $100. I'm telling Gerber, get us a more modern, like slightly slimmed down variants with like thumb studs and pocket clips. We could see a renaissance from Gerber. Now this next one is for those of you who like something different and unique in the locking mechanism and have blade restrictions. You need something to be under 3 inches of blade length. Now, I love this one. It always comes to the top of the list when I think of that size range, and I do carry these pretty regularly, even though I don't have that type of a limit. And it is the DEMKO Knives Shark Cub and the Cub series. Now, DEMKO Knives, Andrew DEMKO, one of the geniuses behind so many cold steel knives, and so many cold steel designs, then went off and did his own thing. So based in Pennsylvania, there are so many different variants. These can still be scored for just under $100 with AUS 10 steel. Just under 3 inches of blade length. I love the Shark blade profile. There's a couple different blade profiles you can go with. Now, what's really cool about this is it has the Shark lock. And that is a spine lock that you just pull back and that sucks in the blade and you open it up and you're able to get right over it or push it back, and I get full real estate. This is one of the reasons I really like this tool, is that a lot of sub 3 inch blades have really short handles or you're forced into a choil in order to get full grip. I have large size hands with 3 1/4 knuckle span like that. I can get full real estate on that sucker and I feel fully in control, but I still have the option for kind of a half choil if you want to choke up on that thing. Hopefully it's zooming in. There we go. And you can really carve, do what you need to do. It's super fun and just a really unique profile with a really unique, strong lock. Loop over, ambi, so righties, lefties. And there's lots of variants. This is the base model, which arguably is actually the most ergonomic of the entire series, but you can get like G10 with 20 CV, and you can get titanium with 20 CV. There's, or excuse me, I think, no, it's aluminum. I'm sorry, aluminum with 20 CV. But those are all great options. It really just kind of depends on your preference. But this is really kind of my go-to sub 3-inch folder, and I can easily recommend it to anybody wanting something a little bit different and unique and need something compact, but actually want to use the tool. All right, guys, we got to land this bird. And as I was sitting there contemplating, if you don't own any pocket knives, right, and of this entire list, what would be like the #1 pocket knife? That would just be like, start your collection here. You're gonna get insane value. You're gonna get tons of variants and options, insane durability as well, ambidextrous, all the things. Honestly, it's actually not a hard choice. It's not a hard choice, and I bet some of you who are astute knife lovers know exactly the tool I'm about to bust out here. The Cold Steel Voyager in all kinds of different variants. AUS 10 steel is the current option. This thing is over a decade old at this point, but with a triad lock, which is basically bomb-proof, you can do just about anything with the Cold Steel Voyager. And you can really dial into your preference. You want tanto, stabbing, piercing, craziness like that? Go with that variant. You want slicey and piercy? Go with the clip point. If you want more outdoor focused, durable, kind of not as scary, go with the drop point. There's so many different options, and because the grip really locks you in confidently, it's ambidextrous. Now you are going to want to like sand down that Zytel texture to get it to really go well in your pocket, not destroy your pocket. But guys, sometimes these can be scored if you hunt around for under 40 bucks, and easily 50 to 60, like all day long. You can find the standard version, but they got XL versions. They got crazy variants all over the place, all under 100 bucks. Under 100 bucks, so you can really have fun with the Voyager series. And it's a great name because it really takes you on a journey. You could be lost in space in the Delta Quadrant, yelling at Tuvok to fire the photon torpedoes, and the Voyager would probably be the pocket knife you should be carrying on the bridge. That's what you should probably have on your EDC. And everywhere in between. Everywhere in between, guys, the Cold Steel Voyager is king of the castle when it comes to sub $100 pocket knives, in my opinion. And if you wanted to start somewhere, start there and explore from that point. This will be your anchor. This will be your guiding star for all knife purchases under $100. That's me. That's my opinion. That's my mileage. There's so many knives in this category. I'm gonna have to do like a part 2 a little bit later in the year. But these are kind of like my one and dones. For me personally, it's just my preference. Your preference may be completely different. But yeah, appreciate you guys so much. Until next time, check out the other video. If you're new, subscribe and stay tuned for the next video. And always remember to stay equipped, stay prepared, and I'll see you out there.